what was probably the worst game of the day, and I pray for anybody who sat through and watched this. The Eagles survived 20-16 versus the Cleveland Browns. The leading touchdown scorer for the Browns right now is Rodney McLeod Jr. How ridiculous of a stat is that? We've already shared our qualms and our issues with the Browns sticking with Deshaun Watson. Stefanski keeps coming back and saying, hey, this is still our guy. We're still turning to him. We're not benching him. I have a feeling it kind of feels like Stefanski's just kind of mailing it in because he knows that he can't control his situation. He'll get fired at the end of the year, or there's a mutual parting of ways, and somebody's going to go and get a tremendous football coach because the front office and the ownership of the Browns is horrible. It is godly terrible. But what might be worse is the ridiculous shaved head ego of Nick Sirianni, who you eke out a win 20-16, and then you start yelling at and chirping the fans in Cleveland. What the F was that? That's how I know that this Eagles team is, the control is not there. And this team is going to continue to underperform. He is the king of chirping when it doesn't matter. It's like beating a toddler in a race and then turning around and yelling at the toddler and acting like you accomplished something great. You beat up on a bad football team and then you're chanting at the fans. Grow up, be an adult, be the man that leads the team. You can't be the least poised guy on the sideline with a bunch of alphas on the sideline next to you.
It's always something with this dude, Nick Sirianni. I watched Fight Club this week, so now I'm going to shave my head and bring a whole new mentality, which is obviously what happened.
Yeah,
it's so evident that he wanted to be Hardo, Brad Pitt, who was Tyler Durden type guy. It's really embarrassing for him. And then chirping against the fans, that just tells me you don't have control over your emotions as an NFL head coach. Maybe the most legendary head coach, Joe. Who do you think of? Tom Landry, stoic sideline figure, shadowed hat. You see the silhouette. You don't see him throwing up two birds to the Raiders fans. You never would see something like that. You wouldn't see Bill Belichick jawing with the Miami Dolphins fans, even in 2009 when they broke out the wild card and he was visibly pissed on the sidelines. He was never letting the game get outside of himself. And Nick Sirianni is never inside the game. He's always looking at himself watch or coach the game. It's always, how do I look here? How's my perspective going to be? And if he wants to be talk trash hardo, fine. But that's not a head coach behavior. That's like defensive assistant analyst behavior who's trying to get the guys fired up. Not the head guy. And for an Eagles team that gets Devontae Smith healthy, A.J. Brown comes back, catches a touchdown in his first game back from injury, you're making it all about yourself. It's a clown show franchise. Despicable. I love it because I like seeing all the Eagles fans that I know are going to be writhing in pain at the end of the season. It's going to be some tremendous cope, but you can already tell, even with their demeanor, they know they don't have a guy at head coach.
My prediction is that Doug Peterson gets fired, and then they need to go turn to a fiery voice to lead their team, and they're going to hire Nick Sirianni.
Oh my God.
That's my prediction for this offseason.
I was thinking last week that the Jets and Jaguars should just do a straight up swap, send Saleh to Jacksonville, and then put Doug Peterson in New York and just let old school quarterback coach the old school quarterback and Aaron Rodgers.
Saleh, I don't know if Saleh is going to get another head coaching gig. For a while, he's probably going to be a DC next. But no, give me Sirianni in Jacksonville. I'm all here for it. I think that it would add to the hilarity and the stupidity of that string of coaches. And then who would be the next most logical overhyped guy that would end up shitting the bed after a few seasons?
What, in Philly?
Yeah, who would be
Stefanski in Philly? Let Dum Dum Dable go to the Browns. Belichick goes back to the Giants and coaches up a fun New York team.